Do I need to add an intro? I completely forgot to add an intro to this video and say exactly what we're going to make today. We're going to make a felted clutch, and I'm going to add some beads and some sparkles, and if you want to get out your beads and sparkles and follow along, it will be a joy to have you here with me through this experience. So I already have this shape cut out, and I have duct taped the top of it, and I've laid some duct tape straight across, and then I just cut around my shape around the duct tape just so that it's flush and it's not sticky anywhere. And so now when I cut my hole, my resist will not fall apart. I'm going to lay my fiber out in the same way that I would lay it out in any other video. It's lemongrass and lime, but I prefer the tea tree one, so it's fine, not a big deal this time. I should have some more of this purple color. It's dark, it's pretty. I'm gonna see if I can find the bag of it. I think I'm gonna use this instead of this. This is fun though. We'll see when we get there. Something I keep in mind when doing the clutch is there are these little corners, and when I fold my fiber over this way and this way, I end up having this double layer on the corners. So when I lay my fiber out, I tend to avoid adding extra fiber onto the corner. And you can tell when you're felting it that there is more fiber on the corners, and so you kind of end up having this elongated corner. And so you just really need to work that edge and felt it down, and you can't tell that it's thicker than here. Sitting in my stash, really it should have been made into yarn by now on my little e-spinner, but now it's going to become a clutch. The only way to do this is with a cookie and a tea, and we take our time laying out our beads because I don't want to rush through this. And if I'm thinking about a cookie and I rush through this, then just so that I can have my cookie. Get the bead box. These are the beads. I also have some sparkles. I see some that I might want to use, some little moons. We'll get those out. Pretty nice. On the purple, definitely. Bubbles? Maybe some of those. This is nice. A bit too bright. This silk kind of speaks for itself. If I start adding beads to it, I might want to just add some silver beads, and I might not want to do too much more to it because it's kind of like already a beautiful sheeny silk. I think I want the overall design to be quite consistent. So I have my sparkles. Just gonna kind of lay things out somewhat evenly. You might be better at this than I am, but this is how I'm going to do it. And then I have some of these little black ones, which I'm not sure if you're actually going to see these when it's done, but they have a bit of a sheen, so I'm just gonna add some of those in. Maybe it will add some sort of dimension to the project, I'm not really sure, but we'll just put them in for fun. I really like that. I love that. So I'm excited to put some of that on. I think I'll use my fingers to do this. Same thing. These are some little moons. Pretty cute. Pretty excited about that. I don't know if I should have a strategy for this or if I should just kind of put them all over. Oh, that's fun. Those are really pretty. That's gonna look really cool. Now I'm going to add some of these ones. This is what I added to the cat earrings. So I don't know, do I put a few of those on? Yeah, so that is a really good pack. It just adds, it really just adds like a lot of uniqueness to it without having to try. Place that one in too, just to make it even more interesting and unique. Somewhere there. And I have a few of these as well. They're quite large. I was thinking if I just dropped a few down, that would be quite fun. I'm just thinking a few of those in some spots. Maybe like that. Maybe one over here. So I think I'm good with that. I don't really want any on the fold line. That is quite cool. So when do you stop though? That's the question. When do we stop? Do we stop now? Do we keep going now? I'm just gonna add a few of these for shape. Maybe just like only a few of those. That would be kind of cool. Really love this pink one. Pretty fingernails. That pink one, that's really cute. I'm gonna put that on. I kind of want that on the front. I think I might actually just make the clutch, the one side really cool, and then on the other side I won't do as much. Here. Maybe like here. I do want to make sure that all felts. Do I like that one there? I don't know. I do, but maybe then move this guy here. Or over here. Okay, that's good. I'm happy with that. Loving it. These blue ones are fun. Okay, we're just adding like, I'm only adding a few of those blue ones. Yeah, it's a bit too far now. We've gone a bit too far with that. Okay, let's stop. We're stopping. Okay, it's colorful, it's fun. It's gonna shrink, right? It's gonna be more congested than this when it's done. Okay, so we have all our beads on there now, and we just need to decide if we're going to put on the silk in the end or if we're going to put on the nylon. So I could use this, and then that's just going to make the entire thing stay kind of as it is and quite vibrant, quite lovely. It does have a nice see-through, and it's definitely much more of a subtle look of what to do. And I can't forget it's purple underneath. I think I'm gonna go with the nylon. So I'm gonna place my bubble wrap on top of this. I'm not gonna start pressing it down with my hands, even though I want to, even though it's very tempting. And then I'm gonna press. I am pretty excited about that. Like, this is the clutch I envisioned that I want. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it on the other side as well. Normally I just start rolling my project, but for this one in particular, I am going to give the surface of my project a massage for a little while. I'm going to start talking in my massage voice. I do have a kind of a loud, piercing voice. I wish I had one of those soft, gentle voices. Rub my felt around all those beads, especially the big beads. I can really feel them in here, and I just want to get the nylon fabric to begin to attach. I really need all those merino fiber filaments to come up through the nylon and grab onto the nylon and be agitated so they really hold on to that nylon. And I want that to happen before I begin rolling my project. And I'm not sure how long this is going to take. I kind of feel like it could take me 10 minutes or even half an hour if I really want this to look good, if I want it to stick really well. It hasn't stuck one bit. Then in the end, I think it was actually just the edges that did not stick, and it kind of came up, especially here I can tell. I'm going to roll the project. I'm going to roll it 50 times on each side for 3 rounds, and then I'm going to stop and check it. And then if everything kind of looks stuck down and everything's sticking together, I'm going to cut my edge and I'm going to finish felting it. I'm going to begin rolling my project quite gently for this first part, no pressure at all. You can kind of see my resist, it's starting to crinkle up, but not too much. Maybe some soap. So people have been commenting on my videos about the soap and wondering if I rinse the soap out of my project. And I put soap in the beginning and I've rolled it 3 rounds, and now I'm rolling it on the towel and I can see a little bit of soap residue still, but I always add more water and then I get a new towel, and I feel like by the time I'm done felting, the soap just comes out and I don't need to rinse it. And I'm using like a natural EcoPlanet soap. This is the reason why I love this soap, I now remember, is that after felting for so long, my hands don't get that wrinkly and they don't feel soapy and they don't feel like some sort of toxic has gone into them, and so that's why I really like this EcoPlanet soap. Sometimes I will add soap closer to the end. Okay, it is time to cut. Let's cut. I get my sharp little scissors and the top. We want to make sure we cut the top side. So this is my top for the wallet or the clutch. Do I want it to be like this, like longer, like all the way down to the bottom like that? Or do I just want it to go more like halfway like this? I think I like it like that. Once you snip your hole and you cut a little bit, you want to take your resist out and then you won't cut it. So then I'll just fold that down and cut it so that it's the same on both sides. Sprayed edges now, more soap. And I might want to work those edges first for a minute. Or I can just continue rolling the project all together and those edges will work in naturally. And I'm going to felt it from all directions. I'm going to roll it from all directions. I like to get the other side as well. So you kind of have both sides like this, and then you fold it like this. try to make it as even as possible, and you can give it a little bit of a stretch too. Try to get those wrinkles out, and then I'll just roll it from all directions. And I like to get my finger in this crease right here, and that helps felt up that edge. Because this little edge can be a difficult edge to get to, but by folding it like this, you can really work it however you like. You could roll it on the table like this, flip it over, roll it the other way. I tend to just keep rolling it in all directions at first, and then I work my edges at the very end more. Also, when it's in this position, if you want to, or closer to the end, I will roll the corners so the corners can become nice and square. If you ever want square corners, you just need to fold your corner and point the edges, give it a rub, and felt the corner down however you like. If you want a more round edge, you could give it a more round edged, or you can roll them so that they're nice and pointy. But I will finish my edges at the end. I'll do more of this at the end. I find these little beads, these pointy ones, sometimes they work their way through. Sometimes they don't, and they look really cool, so you could keep them in. So I really love the one side I spent more time on than the other side. Look at this thing, it's hilarious. It's so sparkly, so sparkly. I have cut it not much, just a little bit to give it a nice folded shape. Doesn't need to be done. Do I want to just leave it, or do I want to kind of give it some shape right here, especially this edge here? Okay, so that's good. Now I'm just going to finish it. Give it its last kind of felt, full. Work on those edges, those corners. It's so sparkly, makes me happy. This is the back. I really like this top bit. I did put extra attention into this top bit. I did make sure it had some nice little bits that I would really like on it, and I'm very happy with it. I think something else you could do is, once this is dry and a little bit more flimsy, is you could get a zipper sewn in here, and then it could just be a fold down clutch, so the zipper ends up being on this side, or you could fold the clutch in like, what's my nice side? You could fold the clutch in like this. And then that kind of keeps everything in there quite nice. And then, or you could fold both sides in as well, like that. And so things are kind of tucked in there, easy to get at. Or you could fold it over and then put a button or a clasp here. So I haven't really decided how I would do it for this clutch. You could cut this part off of it too, and then just put a zipper in this part. Will be a purple button. Maybe that's just like way too much purple. Also, I just find these buttons, I'm just not sure. That one's kind of funky. I'm just not really sure if I like ceramic buttons. I mean, they look nice, but yeah. That one's kind of fun. I kind of like that. It's interesting. I have some weird ones. That one's pretty cool. I just find them a bit clanky and impractical. That's cute. I kind of like the white one. But I also just like things to be like solid and plain. I don't like all this extra stuff on it, so I probably wouldn't use one of these, I'm thinking. There's a little one. Don't like that though. That one maybe? Yeah, it's hard to say. I think I'm going to put a magnetic clasp here. So hopefully I'll find one before I post the video. I might not, but you can kind of visualize or get the idea. And you're probably way better at sewing and zippers and buttons than I am. I could dry it like this, or I could dry it folded, and then it will take on more of that shape. But yeah, if I had a bigger one and then I stretched that in there, it does pull everything and give it a nice, does give it a really nice shape. Putting something inside of it, like a shoe last sort of thing. Or I could dry it like this. I could even put something inside of it so that it poofs out a bit and it just dries nicely. I could put one of these inside. Where's the black one? I can put this guy inside. Give it some dimension, and then just dry it like that. Yeah, what do you think? Is it nice? Would you use it? So I hope you guys like this video. I hope you learned something, or I hope you are inspired by something that you saw in this video. And if you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you're new to this channel, subscribe. There's going to be more videos. I have more things planned. I love garments, and I'm going to felt a vest soon. I have templates for all the projects I am making, unless they're super simple. So this one is super simple. It's a really easy shape, and you can cut it out yourself. It's just a square, and then the corners are rounded, so you can just use a bowl for that. I do have this shape in my Etsy store just for convenience, and so if you want to support the channel, you can purchase that as a donation, just in case you don't want to do the math, as there are other felt templates. Thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you next time.